Hey there guys, and welcome to another language breakdown where I take an interesting video from, YouTube, probably, right? And I break down the language to bring it to you so you can not only learn new expressions, new pronunciation tricks, vocabulary, and really natural ways to speak English, but you can also learn the content from what we're watching. So I have a good one for anyone preparing for business English, academic English, preparing for speaking exams, really anything, because I have some good listening tricks, pronunciation tricks, and we're learning from the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. Did you know he has a YouTube channel? So I'm going to link that in the description below. But before that, I am Jesse from Sweet Academy, and thank you for watching. A real quick note, if you have watched these, you'll know that I have done songs before. I've done a few songs. I might continue to do songs in the future, but I just did a song called Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, and it got a big copyright claim and it was blocked. Songs might be a little challenging for me to get through the processes. I don't know how these reaction videos do this. I don't know how reaction videos play the entire song all the way through and then share their reactions. If you know, please let me know in the comments below how these reaction video channels pass by the copyright claims, because I don't know. And I'm getting my videos demonetized, which I'm not making money on them anyway. And then I just got a song blocked, a video blocked. So help me out there. But today, I have a good one for you. We're looking at Jordan Belfort's video, and it's called Unlocking Your Limited Potential. Your unlimited potential. And this is a great video for several reasons, because let me move over to the side so you can see the video down here. It's a video about really your own personal confidence. And that's why I said it's good if you're preparing for an exam, for a job interview, if you're in sales and you have to make calls to potential clients, if you are planning to move abroad and you just need confidence to speak to people in general. This is a great video for you. The problem for many of you is Jordan Belfort's from New York. He speaks very quickly with a very distinct accent, and I can understand how he'd be difficult to understand. So that's why I'm going to break down what he's saying, maybe teach some listening tricks to help you understand what he's saying. When he talks, then he almost doesn't even finish a sentence. He doesn't finish actual proper words. And he's talking to you because he's talking to native speakers. He's talking to people, and he's trying to get a lot of information in a short amount of time. I can't even think that fast. But anyway, Jordan Belfort is. Let's take a look at unlocking your unlimited potential. A few preview notes. He talks about limited potential and unlimited potential and unlocking, right? And he also talks about the straight line system. The straight line system is his sales system, right? His system for sales and communication. So when he talks about the straight line system, that's what he talks about. So let's take a look at it and break down the language. I'll put the link in the description box below of the original video, so you can go watch that when we're finished, and you can subscribe to Jordan's channel.
Hey guys, it's JB. I want to talk to you today about a topic that...
First, he says it's JB. That's generally how he starts his videos. You see, I don't know if you can see this. I have a new visitor. I mean, she's not new, but I think this is the first time you've seen her. You've seen her sister, but we'll try to keep her involvement to a minimum. Her name's Happy, by the way. So JB, Jordan Belfort, JB. You get it.
is part of the straight line training.
He says right there, fluency builder, I talk about fluency builders all the time. They're the things that separate good speakers from great speakers and great speakers to natural sounding speakers. Working on these fluency builders is probably, if I were to give you one piece of advice to help your native language communication, work on fluency builders. Basically, actually, things like this that we say before a sentence to kind of transition into the sentence smoothly.
Hey guys, it's JB. I want to talk to you today about a topic that, is part of the straight line training, belief systems. The biggest thing with the straight line system and why it's so effective when someone really goes through it is that
you see this right here. The biggest thing with, that's actually a very good expression to use in your speaking. The biggest thing with, it means like the most important part of, right? The most important thing to say, the biggest thing with, learn that together. The biggest thing with the something, in this instance, the straight line system, which I talked to you about. The biggest thing with the noun,
is part of the straight line training, belief systems. The biggest thing with the straight line system and why it's so effective when someone really goes through it is that it addresses someone's beliefs. There are these beliefs that we have about what we're capable of. I believe that I'm capable of achieving massive wealth and success.
To be capable of plus ing, right? I believe I'm capable of, to be capable of ing, capable of making, capable of doing, capable of helping, capable of achieving.
I believe that I'm capable of achieving massive wealth and success. I believe I'm capable of closing anyone who's closable. I believe that I'm a decent.
You see these on the screen, it makes it really easy because it's difficult to understand. Capable of closing anyone who's closable.
I believe that I'm a decent closer. That if I'm at least average closer. I believe I suck on the phone. I believe I suck at communication. I believe that people don't find me interesting. I believe that I freeze up when I have to speak in front of crowds.
To freeze up means when you're speaking in front of people. To freeze up means you stop. And you kind of forget what you want to say. That's just it. When you freeze, So let me talk about, your mind goes blank. That's the idea of freezing up, right? A lot of times in public speaking, that happens to us.
Interesting. I believe that I freeze up when I have to speak in front of crowds. I spend a lot of time on the platform, guys, in the closed group, looking at the comments. And you notice when I comment, very often I comment, but I see, it's shocking, but I see sometimes, like, someone make a comment, and it'll just be like a straight belief issue, where someone will say, I'm really good on the phone, but I'm just not very good with people in person. I freeze up. And, I get nervous. People don't find me interesting. And that's it's like a straight.
He kind of says these words halfway in a way, right? Because he talks so fast, so quickly. People don't find me interesting. I'm afraid people don't find me interesting.
And, I get nervous. People don't find me interesting. And that's
he said, people don't find me interesting. I actually don't know how to say what he said, but if I'm speaking naturally to maybe friends back at home and I want to tell stories and I think more quickly than I'm speaking, and I want my speaking to catch up, right? We kind of chop off words naturally. So when he said I don't know. Let's listen to what he said. But he's saying interesting. People don't find me interesting.
In person, I freeze up, and I get nervous. People don't find me interesting, and that's like it's a
Interesting. Don't say that, but that's what he's saying. Interesting. One more time, and then we'll move on.
Straight out of the capability. Find me interesting, and that's like it's like a straight out of the capability belief book. So what happens is when you have a limiting capability belief, it triggers you falling into a disempowered state.
He's going to explain disempowered state, but the prefix dis means like it negates whatever comes next, right? Disinterested, not interested, right? Disconnected. We got disconnected, right? It negates, right? And he said disempowering, to take away your power.
Belief, it triggers you falling into a disempowered state. And from there, everything goes wrong. Because you don't think you're good at something, you end up triggering a disempowered state. When you walk into the situation.
By the way, he's saying the word trigger. I don't know if you know these. Maybe you do, and maybe you're like, Jesse, just play the video. Well, if you want me to do that, then just go below and click on his video and go watch it, because it's really powerful. But when you trigger something, a trigger is something that causes something else to happen. Literally on a gun, the thing that you pull, it goes down, that's the trigger, right? So it causes something else to happen. To trigger something, to trigger an emotional response, for example.
Triggering a think you're good at something, you end up triggering a disempowered state. When you walk into the situation, you become fearful, you become uncertain, you become less confident, right? Versus being certain, confident, having courage, you become overwhelmed. And then, remember how states work? What your state does is it allows you to either access the resources that you have inside, access your skills, or a negative state blocks you from accessing your skills. How do you break it? Very simple. We have to go back to the root. What gives a...
Go back to the root. Go back to the root. A root is kind of the origin of something, right? The root. And literally, the root of a plant is the part of a plant, a flower, a tree, anything that goes into the ground, that grows from the ground. A root is the part that goes in the ground, right? That takes the nutrients from the ground, the water. That's the root. It holds something to the ground. It's the cause. It's the base. So go to the root of the problem. That's what we say. In English, we use the word root. The root of. Go back to the root of. Or the root cause of. You could use that too.
Very simple. We have to go back to the root. What gives a belief its power are the experiences that you have that say it's true. Imagine the idea itself. I'm not good in person. That's the belief you have. I'm not able to sell in person. That's an idea.
I don't know if you caught that. I'm not able to sell in person. I'm not able to sell in person, face to face. I'm not able to sell. I'm not able to sell.
In person. That's the belief you have. Imagine the idea itself. I'm not good in person. That's the belief you have. I'm not able to sell in person. That's an idea. So visualize a table with 4 legs. The tabletop, written on that tabletop, is the idea, I am not able to close in person. And then the legs, those four legs, what holds that belief up, what gives that belief, makes it reality in your mind, are the root experiences and the experience that came after that tell you the belief is true. You'll say, well, when I was very young, I tried to sell in person, I bombed out. Then the last time I tried to sell again, the people told me just to get like slam the door in my face. And someone just said, wow, you seem terrible. And you go, it could be a bad clothes that you had, a comment someone made. Okay, and what happens is over time, because these beliefs sit below the surface, they disguise themselves as facts of life.
They disguise themselves. They disguise themselves as facts of life. They disguise themselves. These ideas, they disguise. A disguise is like a costume, like a mask, right? They disguise themselves as a fact of life, right? Our mental state. And by the way, I see this in language with my language students all the time, right? Something happens, maybe they study English in school and their school didn't have a good English program. The public schools don't have a good English program, or they were at a lower level. Maybe you were at a lower level in your English class. So you're always went through life thinking, I'm just not a language person. I'm just not good at language. I just don't learn English as well as others. I see it all the time. And then you get it in your head, I can't learn English. I can't learn English. I'll never be able to blah, blah, blah. I'll never get phrasal verbs. I'll never be able to use phrasal verbs. Well, I agree with you. You probably can't. You probably won't unless you change that mentality. And that's what Jordan is talking about, right? So I want you to get rid of the expression, I'll never be able to, right? And replace it with something else, something a little more empowering, right? Like, I'm going to get phrasal verbs. I'm going to do something. I'm going to practice until this happens, right? That's what he's talking about. Apply it to, as he's applying it to sales, but also to learning a language or getting in shape or having a better diet. It all works the same.
As facts of life. We all have limiting beliefs. We all do. I do. We all have them. When they're impacting our life in a negative way, you have to root that shit out. And
you have to root that shit out. So when you root something out, you pull it up by the roots, take the roots out, take these negative ideas out, and throw them away. That's what root that shit out. That's what he means, if you didn't get that picture.
When they're impacting our life in a negative way, you have to root that shit out. And there's a way to do it, and you replace it with an empowering belief that allows you to soar to success. Remember, the belief
to soar to success. To soar, you have the idea of like an eagle or a hawk, these kinds of birds of prey, these giant, beautiful birds when you see them in the sky. They're flying, but they're not flapping their wings. They're soaring. That's what soaring is, right? And that's the word that he uses here.
Empowering belief that allows you to soar to success.
To soar to success. And by the way, that's S-O-A-R. The same pronunciation as S-O-R-E. My shoulder is sore today, right? But it's soar, soar. They both sound the same. They're homonyms.
Do it, and you replace it with an empowering belief that allows you to soar to success. Remember, the belief causes you to get nervous, you fall into a disempowered state, and it blocks you from accessing your resources. See, the irony is you actually have the skills to close in person or on the phone, but you're blocked from accessing them at the right time because of the belief. Once you eliminate the belief, bam, you fucking soar.
Once you access them, once you do something, that's when you immediately do something, right? Once you access them, once you access them, you immediately soar.
Because of the belief. Once you eliminate the belief, bam, you fucking soar.
And there you go. That's Jordan Belfort on unlocking your limiting beliefs. Your unlimiting beliefs. Let me get back over here. That was Jordan Belfort. And by the way, everything, like I said, I'll put that video in the description box below, because once you understand what he's saying, it's powerful stuff. I have a complete business English program I'm packaging up now, and it's going to be made available soon. And Jordan's lessons are on there, and teaching you how to make sales, how to call people, and things like that. But I'm also going to continue to use some of his stuff here because it's phenomenal. But anyway, this was Jordan Belfort on accessing or unlocking your unlimited potential, right? Taking away your limiting beliefs. And I hope you could get some of that. I hope you could apply it not only to your language learning, but to all aspects of your life, your health, your relationships, your money, your finances. Unlock it and get those negative thoughts out of your head. Get those negative thoughts that say you'll never do something out of your head. If you want to do it, get that out of your head and start thinking about actionable steps to take towards what you want to do. And that's it for me. I think we've worked enough today on this. If you have to go back and listen to any parts of this again, go back and listen to them again. Go down and subscribe to Jordan's channel. By the way, while you're at it, subscribe to this channel too and click the bell if you haven't. At the moment, I'm working on one of these language breakdowns a week. I might do more. It depends on how much you like them. But anyway, thank you for spending this time with me. Keep teaching, keep learning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.